homeowner update. Today we're going to be talking about the number one thing that every single homeowner in America needs to start doing today if they want to preserve their ability to enjoy their home, afford their home, and have the equity of their home go up. Now you may be like, Jen, why are you in a tank top? Why are you dressed like you're in your pajamas? Guys, I have tried to film this video twice, and each time I get so fired up, I am like sweating bullets. So we're just starting off fresh here. Okay, what am I talking about? You need to get involved with your local politicians. I know, none of us want to. Trust me, none of us want to. None of us need more on our plate. But the problem is the city, the county, and the state can totally ruin your housing investment. Yeah, guys, they can do crazy stuff that you wouldn't even imagine. There is a county in California right now where if you are a landowner, even if you've owned that property for 250 years, which many of the people have, right? Family, generation, if you have a well on that property, your well, your family's well, you get to pay the county a fee to use it. Yeah, that's right. That's right, friends. Yeah, you get to pay the county a yearly fee for you to use your own well. And you're like, well, are they helping me with the cost of maintaining my well? No, friends, no. They're not doing anything except for telling you, you live in this county, you need to give us money. And it's going through. That's the thing that's so mind-blowing. It's going through. This is the same county that right now is being sued by the ACLU because they've been having drones flying over properties looking for permit violations. Yeah, I was watching one of the articles on it, and there was, the properties were real rural, and the people are like crying. They're like, I don't have $20,000 because there's a staircase on the back of my house. It was built 40 years ago, but they keep on sending this. They told me they're gonna foreclose on my house. What in the actual? It's happening. That's the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize. I think a lot of times we just go, who cares about the local mayor? Who cares about the county mayor? We just care about the president or the governor. No, you need to care about all of it. You know, that's the thing, is that what you start to see, this same county that I'm referencing, I'll have articles to it. We've watched the sales tax go up and up and up and up and up. You know, it's in California. You're already paying a pretty good chunk of income tax. You're already paying your property taxes, but the sales tax is real high because anytime they need anything, they're like, oh, just add another 70 cents to like every $10. And we are seeing that in other states as well. You know, Florida right now is under the microscope because DeSantis put it under the microscope. You know, he's got his CFO of Florida going through all of the counties and saying, where is this money going? And that's what you need to think about, because a lot of times we think about like local politicians and we're like, oh, it's just like, you know, go on your parade float. Guys, they're controlling that local money, and you want to make sure that if anyone's controlling your money, that they actually have the ability, the brain to control it, and they're looking long term. So this video, when I originally was going to do it, one of my biggest concerns for homeowners right now, I think water's so important. Water's been something that I've been thinking about for years. You know, I'm from California, we're right by Arizona, Nevada, very dry areas, and water is something that's on my mind. Data centers. Yeah, if you don't know what a data center is, basically what a data center is AI. Everyone's using it. Hey, OpenAI or Grok or whoever, how do I write this email? Stop it. Stop it right now. You need to write your own emails, guys, for so many reasons, but stop using it for stuff like that, because the energy and the water that a data center consumes. Yeah, guys, the data centers are what makes it so your AI is alive. They need lots and lots of data centers, more and more, and it pulls more and more energy from the grid and more water from the ground. Think about if someone said, hey, I'm just gonna take like this huge straw to all your natural resources. And then you, the homeowner, you're gonna have to pay more. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to pay more in electricity because there'll be less, right? Scarcity. You're gonna have to pay more in water because I'm gonna drink up most of it. And by the way, I may drink you dry. But like, there's gonna be so many jobs. There's not. There's not. And like when you guys go down the rabbit hole on the data centers, there's jobs when they build it. Yes, they give the city some money, whatever. Who the hell cares if you, the homeowner, are going to be the one worrying about your electricity and water? Those are two basic needs for life, electricity and water, okay? If you don't believe me, I'll have some articles, but go down the rabbit hole. And you're like, well, Jen, how does this tie together? Guys, more and more data centers are pitching to cities and counties every single day right now. And if you have someone in your city seat, in your county seat, that just sees dollars and doesn't look at the long-term effects, that just believes what they hear from the company trying to sell them something, right? You have a problem. And if you're like, well, what do I do? Your voice. Always your voice. Always, always your voice. Show up to the meetings. You can literally, at most of these meetings, you can get on. They like have a little sign-up list. Go up there and speak. I am not okay with this. These are my concerns. Get it on record. Because like, honestly, truly, I do think there'll be lawsuits over this. 100%. 100%. Because here's the thing. If something goes into your town that depletes your energy, depletes your water, and makes your home unsellable, that's worst case. Can't you go after the people that allowed it? I don't know. We'll see. But right now, I would be looking at your city, county, and seeing if they're looking at data centers. And if they are, I would be voicing against them. Do your own research, but do your research, okay? What else? Oh, so we talked about the well. That one's terrible. The drones, talked about that. Talked about the data centers. Oh, property taxes. I mean, that's the thing. So with the whole Florida thing, so DeSantis has put Florida under a spotlight. And he put them under a spotlight because he wants to get rid of property taxes. People are like, well, he's the governor. Why doesn't he just do it? The property taxes are not state. They're actually county and city. And what you'll see around Florida is depending on the county and city you live at, you can have dramatically different rates of taxes. And it's because the county wants their cut. So, you know, I'll just give you guys examples because I've been home shopping in Florida. The county, 1.09% annually. Yeah, that's right, 1.09%. On top of that, you've got the city. I was looking at one city where it was 0.75 on top. What am I getting for that? And if you're like, oh, it must have been a really small city that doesn't have a lot of, no guys, it's not a small city and they have more money than they can count, right? It's just, if you have people in spaces like political spheres that just spend money without thinking about where the money comes from, you end up in a world of pet projects. I'm going to use Miami as an example here again. Every single time I drive from the airport in Miami to Miami Beach, I get physically revolted, repulsed, revolted, whatever. I want to throw up. Why? Tell me if you've seen it. There is this big construction project that's been going on I moved there 3 years ago. It's been going on since before that, and it's not slated to be done till 2028. That's right, 2028. Jeez, what is it? It's a steel bow. Can you ride it? Nope. Is it a bridge? Nope. It's a steel bow on a freeway. Yeah. How much is the steel bow? $823 million, guys. $823 million. That's the projected amount right now in 2025. We all know it's already delayed to 2028. The cost has already gone up multiple times. It's going to be $1 billion bow. Who paid for it? The taxpayers of Miami. That's right. Is that in the economy that we are in right now? And correct me if I'm wrong. Most people I talk to don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just sitting on the side for steel sculptures. They don't have it. So how are we in this world right now where we've got our government representatives paying all this money for these ridiculous projects? Well, there's a lot of parts of the country where they weren't used to getting that money. And then with the tax rates they had, when the property values started to go up and more people started to come in, they started to get this surplus of money. And are they spending it wisely? Based on the audits we've seen in Florida so far, no. And that's the thing, like people are like, oh, it's just DeSantis and, they're going to strip away the schools and the police and the fire. No, guys, they're not. That's the funniest thing. When you actually start looking at the audits, they've adjusted police, fire, and schools for both inflation as well as population growth, right? Because a lot of people love to say, oh, we can't serve. No, there's certain people where once they get a taste of spending money, you can't get them to stop. Okay? And as a homeowner, you do not want those people in your city government, your county government, or your state government, because you are the one that pays it. And if you're like, Jen, you are so upset about this, I am. And the reason I'm upset, especially the property taxes, is because I'm the one that's talking to people, retired people who they've paid off their house, but guess what? They can't afford it anymore, and they don't know where they're going to live because they can't afford to downsize either. That's not the American dream, is it? No. In researching this video, I was stunned to see the amount of eminent domain lawsuits around the country right now. If you guys have never heard of that term, I strongly recommend you research it, because it is something that I think as a nation we need to come against, because it is being perverted. The whole concept of eminent domain is being perverted for gain, and it's not the gain of the homeowners. So what am I talking about? One story I was reading, it was a gentleman that has 250 acres. It's been in his family since the dawn of time. He has an old grove of trees in his property that the county has decided they want to take eminent domain, meaning they just take it. They give him a fair value. Guys, let's be real about this. The fair value is never fair. Everybody always has to sue to get the right value. So they'll give him a fair value, but they want to run like an electrical line through it. There's a lawsuit in New Jersey. There's a huge one in Maryland. Georgia. There's all these different states right now where homeowners are having their properties taken from them. Yeah. In that case, they're going after a portion of his land. But there's other cases where they're taking all their land, all of it. There was one case of ranchers where basically, I don't remember the state. I'll have links to all of this, but it's ranchers, right? And they come in, they're like, hey, no, we have to put this here. And it wasn't even for public. It was a private company putting in, I think it was a pipeline, right? And they're like, we need to take your land for this. You have to do it. They gave them a terrible price. The ranchers had to sue them for 3 years. The court actually determined that they had been given a terrible price, and the ranchers did deserve more, and they should be paid more. But get this. They then said the ranchers had to pay all the legal fees for the last 3 years. So they steal their land, give them a shit price, they have to sue them to get a decent price, but then that erases it all because of the cost of the lawyers. That is not right, okay? And look, am I saying all of America is broken? No. Am I saying the American dream is dead? No. What I'm saying is that if we want to keep the dream alive, if we want to enjoy our properties, we need to get these politicians out of our pockets and off our land. It is that simple. So I could go on for days, but please get involved. I know none of us need another job babysitting politicians. If you guys feel like you want to be a politician and you want to help people protect their money and you want a retired individual to be able to stay in their home and you want ranchers to be able to ranch, that's the thing. So much of this stuff is against farmland, which is very interesting to me. Please get into politics. We need you. Please. But if you don't want to get involved with politics, please pay attention. Vote. Make sure your vote is for what aligns with your values. Make sure you understand what you're voting for, the cost. But please don't just leave it to the politicians, because I can tell you, as someone who did that years ago, I had to leave the house, guys. Terrible times. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please get involved.